Well, good morning or afternoon or evening, whenever it is that you're listening to this. This is Eric Hagen, and I want to welcome you to the Plotter Podcast. It's a very chilly November morning here in Minnesota, but I am excited to be with you.
Would you like to know the secret to prosperity? Hi, my name is Eric Hagen, and the good news is I have the answer. The bad news is it's not any one thing. The secret to prosperity is doing all the things on the road to and through financial independence. The Bible calls it steady plotting. I call it common sense. Join me on this podcast as I try to inspire you to make your next financial decision and the one after that a great one.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing fantastic. I just got my kids on the bus and I wanted to hop on here and talk to you for a little bit about something called stewardship. If you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher or somewhere else like that, you can't see, so I apologize. But for those of you watching on YouTube, here behind me is my house. And my wife and I built it a few years ago, and it looks like a big house, but really, it's just got a really big garage with a bunch of bedrooms upstairs, 7 bedrooms to be exact. Now, when you go up there, it's like a long hallway with a bedroom on the right, a bedroom on the left, on the right, all the way down. My mom calls it the Hagen Hotel. Now, this is the second house for my wife and I. We got our first house when we first got married, and at the time, it was just the two of us, and honestly, it felt like a mansion. There were rooms we didn't know what to do with. Fast forward 12 years, and 5 kids later, we were bursting at the seams. We were so short on room, our son took the basement living room as his bedroom. So a few years ago, we decided it was time to get a little more space for our growing family. And to do so, we decided it made the most sense to build something fitting for a larger family, like having 7 bedrooms upstairs. We now have 6 kids, 4 have their own room, 2 share, and the last bedroom is used as a TV/toy room. So question for you, those bedrooms up there, they belong to my kids, but who owns them? I do, right? My kids call their room their room. They act like their room is their room. But one of the things I'm trying to teach them is that while this may be the case, their room actually belongs to me. After all, they can't take it with them when they move out. It's their room, but I own it. What I'm trying to teach them is something called stewardship. Stewardship is taking care of something that belongs to someone else. Stewardship is being responsible for something that doesn't belong to you. Good stewardship requires assuming a higher level of responsibility. It requires putting the interests of the owner ahead of the user's personal desires. My kids may want to color on the walls or leave it a mess or turn their floor into a beach, but that wouldn't be in the best interest of the owner, me. They need to be a good steward of the room that I've entrusted them with. So what does this have to do with our financial situation? Well, I believe that the Bible is God's Word. You don't have to believe the same thing, but being in this money business for 15 years now, I can tell you, every wise financial decision that I've ever seen anyone make was written in the Bible thousands of years ago. And did you know that there are over 2,000 different passages of wisdom regarding money in the Bible? On the topic of stewardship, the Bible is very clear that everything belongs to God. He's the owner of everything. Psalm 24:1 says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it." And this is repeated again in 1 Corinthians 10. So if God owns everything, then my house actually belongs to God, which makes me His steward of it. God owns everything, then my bank account is actually His. My retirement accounts, my kids' college education accounts are His. All of my stuff is His. My entire business is His. I am simply a steward of it. This simply means I'm responsible for taking care of it. Is this making sense? Are you having the same kind of aha moment that I had when I first heard this? Think about the implications of this. The focus shifts from what do I want to do with my money to what does God want me to do with His money. Now you might be thinking, Eric, you sure know how to take the fun out of this. So why would anyone want to look at money this way? Well, it's the same principle in the saying that it's better to give than to receive. Let's take a closer look. The world has a lot to say about money. It says that money offers success, that it offers significance, that it offers security, that somehow how much we have determines how valuable we are. The world wants us to believe that we'll feel better if we just have a little bit more. But look around. Do people with more really seem happy? We live in the wealthiest country in the history of the universe. Even people on the poverty line have more than the vast majority of the rest of the world. We live better than the wealthiest kings and emperors from centuries ago. How much of the riches of the Roman Empire would Caesar have given up to fly in a plane, or ride in a car, or be able to pull his iPhone out of his pocket and order just about any food his heart desired. And yet, why is there so much lack of contentment and downright financial fear in this country? Why is a growing population demanding socialism, a system where those with less have a legal right to the wealth of those with more? Socialism is the symptom of a lack of contentment and of envy. So again, why would anyone want to take a stewardship view of their money? Well, if I adopt an attitude that my entire financial situation isn't actually mine, and I have an instruction manual for how to manage it, well, then I don't have to worry about my finances. I don't have to overthink financial decisions. I don't have to stress about the next decision that I have to make. I don't have to rely on my own intuition or on what the gurus say on TV. Taking a stewardship approach leads to contentment with what you have and confidence in the decisions yet to be made. Here's a question. How big does the number need to be if you don't have contentment and confidence? What is the price to buy it? If you think about it, the bottom line is actually not the bottom line. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have contentment and confidence over a big pile of money any day. When you boil it down, there really are just two ways to get rich. Get more money or get happy with what you've got. Hopefully I've given you enough to think about for one day. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me. I'll look for you next time. Bye.
Hi, this is Eric again. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes with me here today. Did you find value in today's message? If so, help me help others and share this message. Want more ideas for making the most of your financial future? There are a lot of ways that I would love to help. Be sure to subscribe here and then go visit me online at www.erichagen.pro. I hope to see you around.